Where will Turki Sheikh take boxing next? Watch this video. Hello, welcome to On My Head, son. I hope you're all well. So where is boxing's future? Where is it going to go next? And the leader of the pack in terms of driving the sport right now is Turki Sheikh, Saudi Arabia, with the Riyadh season fight cards, especially in the heavyweight division. But now they're starting to filter it down into the other weight divisions as well. We've had, 12 months of fantastic boxing action, the fights that we never thought we'd ever see, and it's been great. Now, obviously, there have been some detractors, there have been some criticisms of, the venues in terms of the atmosphere, and also, the political noise that comes from that part of the world as well. But in terms of sporting events, they've been absolutely fantastic. We're getting the fights that we never thought we'd get. And also it's probably been a little bit of a catalyst for these promoters just to work with each other a lot better. So where does it go next? My thoughts are that it can only go in one direction. It's ultimately moving for the Saudi Arabia fight cards, for the Riyadh season fight cards alone, is that this is just going to become the league that they've talked about, or a UFC style combat sports event. That's the way I think it's going to go under Turki Sheikh. Yes, he wants the league. Yes, he wants to attract the best boxers and put on the best fights, but ultimately he's going to take it out the hands of the boxing promoters. He's going to take it out the hands of the governing bodies as well. And he's going to say, well, we're going to do our own thing here. We're going to put on the best boxing fights here. If you want to be part of it, come and join it. You're going to earn all the money here. And probably boxers are likely to think, well, why do I have to go off a world title here, or one of the 5 world titles? Well, one of the 4 and that one extra one, the IBO, that nobody really seems to care about. Why would a boxer go for that with lesser money when all of a sudden we know that the careers are really short? They think, you know what, let me see if I can get big money on the Saudi Arabia cards and then just go and fight in that system. It's not as if this hasn't been done before. It's not as if sportsmen or women haven't left a sport or a sport with a set of governing rules and then gone to operate in another sport or the same sport with a different set of rules. This has happened a few times. I can think off the top of my head, rugby league players have swapped over to rugby union, and vice versa. Actually, rugby union have gone over to rugby league. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility that combat sport fighters will swap disciplines. We know boxers have gone into the MMA, and MMA have tried to go into boxing as well. So it's already happened. So what's to say that a boxer can't just go from the traditional route and then all of a sudden just go into the new pathway that's going to be generated by Turki Sheikh? The key here is how credible is their system going to be going forward, and also how long will it last for? Boxers, especially big name boxers, are they going to be able to jump ship or prepare to jump ship and just go and sign up 100% into the Saudi Arabia type fighting system? I'm not so sure that that'll happen. I think this is probably going to take a generation to transition over. By that time, maybe the fashion trend will have ended. Maybe Turki Sheikh in Saudi Arabia in general may have got bored of boxing. Maybe they've gone on to some other kind of sports. Maybe Turki Sheikh will be removed from his position from the GEA and obviously from his position within the royal family as well, or answering to the royal family. Maybe they get somebody else in who's got a different idea, a different vision. So that pathway into Saudi Arabia with their own boxing league isn't certain. By no means is it certain. But certainly what would happen is that they'd have ultimate control, absolute control of who would fight in there, which boxers they get in there, which matchups they could do. Similar to the UFC, they would hold all the cards. Now, would boxers want to do that, or would they want to stay with the traditional route? What about the promoters? What would happen? Ever since it started with the Riyadh season fight cards, I've always thought that Saudi Arabia and Turki Sheikh are really playing with the promoters. At any stage, they could just take it out of their hands and say, look, we'll go direct to the boxer and the management of that boxer and say, look, do you want to come and fight with us? Yes, here you go. We're going to pay you $1 million pounds or whatever it is, dollars. At some point, they could easily bypass the promoters. At this early stage, they need the promoters just to get the boxers in. But as it gathers pace, if you get another year, another 2 years of this, and especially if they want to go their own boxing league route, then you're going to see that boxers with their managers, they don't need a promoter anymore. They're just going to go direct into that system. That's what Turkey, Sheikh and Saudi Arabia probably are visioning. That's what the likes of Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren really don't want to happen. They want this partnership, this gravy train, just to keep on flowing. They don't want anything to change. And yes, they might say, oh yes, this league sounds really exciting. It's only exciting if they're involved and they're earning millions and millions of pounds or dollars. If they're not involved, they're not going to like it at all. From Turkey, Sheikh and Saudi Arabia, why would you want the promoters there? You don't need them. All you need is the boxers. So that's the big stepping stone now, the big stumbling block. Which boxers will go over? Are we talking about a generation time for great boxers to go over, or are we going to try and get the great boxers now? And I just don't think they'll go over. They'll just stay in the traditional system and then dip their feet in every now and again under the sanctioning body's approval to say, we're going to fight on these Riyadh season fight cards, but we're still essentially fighting under a traditional boxing. I would not be surprised within the next 12 months or so when we get some kind of controversy, where we get some kind of argument between one of the big promoters and Turkey Sheikh, or one of the promoters thinks that they've been hard done by, or some boxer feels that they've been hard done by as well. Or Turkey Sheikh starts pulling the strings directly and says, look, we're going to come out and do this. We're going to have a press conference. I'm going to have this fighter and I'm going to have that fighter. And they're going to make the approaches directly. I would not be surprised if something like that happens as the next stepping stone before we get this full-blown league, if that ever materializes. But it would be very interesting to see if it does go ahead, if there will be a split within boxing, an official boxing route and an unofficial boxing route. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, well, just keep on watching the videos and I'll catch you again. Bye now.